Tonight, a firefighter killed in the line of duty near Sequoia Kings National Park is being remembered as one of the best. Just 33 years old, Brian Hughes was battling the Ferguson fire as part of a team of elite hotshots when he was struck by a tree and died a short while later.
Hughes is our second fatality attached to this fire in Mariposa County. And what I would like to attempt to convey and extend to you and the community, and especially our cooperators and professionals assigned to this fire, is from the hearts of the citizens of Mariposa County. It's hard to articulate, but our community just wants to convey their thanks and respect and the feeling of weight on their hearts as they recognize that these professionals are here helping our families.
Risking their own lives. Well, flags are flying at half-staff in California to honor Hughes. Amid the carnage and devastation, the list of heroes like Hughes is growing. And they now include a former Marine. Tucker Zimmerman joins us now. He's been focused on rescuing livestock that had to be left behind, but also humans, too, where he can do that from the Carr Fire in Redding, California. Tucker, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having us on here.
Okay, so I understand that this is really grown. You've got a Facebook page, and when you get information from people about where animals have been left behind, you now have 30 to 60 people helping. You borrowed a trailer from your job where you work. What motivated you to go out there and start trying to go back to places where people left their livestock behind?
Well, the men and women that I served with in the military, it was kind of a driven thing that was instilled in me. And being retired for 2 years, I felt a void in my heart that I didn't know I had until Thursday morning at 7:30 when I seen the news. And it brought me to here to where I was able to evacuate animals and people and help out our local emergency personnel and provide a place for sanctuary and now a morale booster with common communication through Cowboy 911 Facebook page.
Yeah, that's the Facebook page, Cowboy 911. If people can give you information about where these animals are left behind or where help may be needed, you can try to motivate those other volunteers that you have, up to 60 of them that we talked about, 20 to 30 trucks trying to get these animals out of there. I know you've come across humans that you've had to say, you got to go too and help them get out. But let me ask you this. Do you think people have gotten enough of a warning? We heard from one man who lost his wife and 2 of his great-grandchildren, and he said simply they didn't have enough warning time.
It wasn't enough warning time, but I think we kind of got caught into, we are in a mountainous terrain area, and we've seen a lot of fires and how they move and how they devastate, but this one was not a fire that we were ready to even foresee. It came through here so fast, it doubled in size in one night. It was as fast as I can run down a road that the fire was literally chasing us. And the devastation is just overwhelming at times, but we just keep our heads up and we take care of our people and we rally together. We're Shasta County. People like Justin Jones and Cody Jones, they provide their facilities, they provide their knowledge, they provide their work ethic, and they keep me in drive. And all the other, there is dozens and dozens and dozens of people that volunteered their time, their assets to help us.
Yeah, and just to keep highlighting these fire crews that are going out there, they're voluntarily walking into these situations, trying to save property, trying to save lives, often at the cost of their own lives, as we see. And we saw a picture that went viral this weekend about exhausted firefighters who just curled up with their equipment in someone's yard after they'd saved the house and were there sleeping. What is the toll like there? Because we hear the conditions, as you mentioned. One of the reports we saw tonight was that there's so much dry material, the winds are whipping up, that there's just so much feeding this fire that it's nearly impossible to get these blazes under control. And it's got to be absolutely exhausting for everyone, you volunteers, all the way through these crews who are trying to help folks.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at, I know personally, last night I slept for a whole grand total of an hour. The night before, 2 or 3 hours. The night before that, 2 or 3 hours. I don't think I slept on Thursday night. I slept on the couch. I've been sleeping on the couch for the last 4 or 5 days, and getting up as soon as my phone rings and watching the next course of action that Cal Fire comes out with, and we just formulate a plan, and we rally together and get our teams going, and that's how we do our effort out here. And it's just, you know, it's a fire, and you just got to deal with it. You can't change it, but you just got to deal with it.
Well, you know, we're hearing from people who have left their animals behind, saying that this is so reassuring to them to know that someone is there. It gives them a mental boost knowing they may have lost everything, to think maybe their animals have been saved in the process. And as we said, you've come across humans you've been able to help as well. As a Marine, we know that you take leaving no one behind very seriously. Thank you for stepping up and doing this, and for all of the other crews and folks who are out there. Tucker, we thank you.
Everybody would do the same thing that I'm doing. We just have the opportunity, and it's just our time right now.
All right, we thank you. We'll continue to follow your story. Again, Cowboy 911 on Facebook. If you have a concern there, they can help out with. Thanks, Tucker.